Well, after 2 years, 18 months of planning, finally it's time to get on board Australis. It's behind me and rafted up in Port Williams, and we are setting sail for the Drake Passage and Deception Island today. So have a bit of a tour around the boat, and then we're all rafted up in the bay here. Most of these boats are set up for Antarctica, either as private vessels or some of them charter. So, a bit of a walk around Australis. I'm on the neighbouring boat at the moment, but we'll step across. Well, we just left Port Williams and we're heading out. There's no wind at all. We're just cruising along at sort of 9 knots, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Heading out down the Beagle Channel, and we'll be out to the Drake Passage, probably about 60 hours crossing to Well, made it to Deception Island, and a bit of a barren spot, but humans have been here for about 100 years, whaling and then a scientific expedition. It's a pretty awesome spot. Some old whaling ships or boats, whale bones on the shore, all that sort of stuff. It's bloody cool. Well, today we've arrived at Trinity Island, the most amazing spot in the Antarctic Peninsula. The bay is surrounded by snow and icebergs in the bay. It's just beautiful. There's almost no wind. It's about 2 degrees, something like that. It's not cold, and it is amazing. Anyway, well, this is a little island just off Trinity Island that we've landed on. It's got a colony of Gen 2 penguins on board, and one thing the camera can never capture is the stench. It smells like a female urinal. It is extraordinarily strong, of the guano from these probably only 1,000 penguins, but they're kind of cute as they walk up and down this hill to the rocks. There's not many words here, but I think the main word would be wow. This place is quite stunning. All the areas to see, the wildlife, the ice. It's just incredible to see the environment. It's a warm, sunny day, probably about 7-8 degrees on the deck in the sun. It's just magnificent, it really is. So the name of this expedition is Ice with Everything, and boy, what an apt sort of name. We've certainly had a day where pushing through just bits of ice, little bits of ice, bigger bits of ice, and just icebergs everywhere we look. All around us are just icebergs, small, some the size of houses, some the size of cruise ships, and just a stunning place, absolutely. So this is a pretty typical anchorage in the peninsula. So we spent the day cruising amongst the ice floes here, and now parked up at about 15 meters of water. It's warm enough to be out with almost a t-shirt, but certainly Certainly it's not cold. No wind, just the bubbling, crackling of the ice underneath the boat here, and pretty stunning sort of spot. It really is. It's hard to imagine. We feel so isolated, yet there is an Argentinian scientific base just around the corner, and the odd cruise ship goes by in the distance, but it is certainly a magical sort of area in this spot. I think dinner is underway, which is spaghetti bolognese, something like that. It's another magical day on the peninsula. Hey, well, it's just gone midnight here in the Antarctic Peninsula, and well, it's not actually, we're not going to see the sunset. Well, the sun's gone down over the horizon, but look, it's still an amazing scenery around us. Great meal, fantastic company, good environment, and tomorrow's a new day. So hey, it's been a fantastic. Well, we parked up in a bay with an old whaling boat that was wrecked up there from 100 years ago, and then we snowshoed up the hill to have a look at the view, and basically as far as the eye can see there is icebergs, there's mountains, there's just, it goes on forever. It is a desolate place. It's just stunning though. There's penguins in the bay, there's all sorts of amazing things. It is a fascinating place. Yet again, a great day. So, well, it's only been 6 days to get to the top of this hill. We had 4 of us when we started, now there's only 2. Right. What did you think so far there?
Well, I thought the other 2...
Still got to get back.
Yeah, I thought the other 2 tasted great.
A little bit more rosemary next time.
Rosemary, yeah, I agree with your juniper berries. Actually, goes with the journey a bit better.
Yeah,
but otherwise, great.
Well, today was the day for a walk. About 35 minutes, puffing up a hill. Absolutely wonderful view from the top. Just wonderful. You know, the snow's sort of slightly slushy. It's probably about 5 degrees. Sort of shorts, well, actually just sort of underpants and snowshoes really. And what a day. The view is 360 around this little knob of a hill down to the Gerlach. Straight, all the bays behind me. It's just incredible. Oh, you thief! So, this is a fantastic spot. We're in Port Lockroy, which is an old British Antarctic survey station. A couple of huts, a gift store and a post office, would you believe? But the most amazing thing is they are shut today. So we're not going there, but I have walked up the hill to a little lookout point, penguin rookery behind me, all sitting with their eggs on the nest and things like that. No fledglings at this stage, but boy, it's a stinking hot day. It's for these little birds, I think they're probably cooking in their fur coats. It is at least, I'd say, 15 degrees today, hence the shorts and a short top. Not a breath of wind on the peninsula. It is just a stunning day. So we've been stuck in the ice for a couple of hours, but we've got a almighty cruise ship to get us out of the mess. Jacob's behind me, enticing the mare all on. Doing well, Jacob. So today's our last day on the Antarctic Peninsula. We are packing up the boat and heading back across the Drake Passage. Meant to be pretty light winds, sort of maybe up to 30 knots. So we expect to be back at Cape Horn maybe for a night in a roughly 70 hours, something like that. And yeah, last day, well, it's no clouds, cool breeze, maybe 10 knots, but what a fantastic day. Every single day has been pretty much full sun and hardly any wind. So for 2 weeks we have had just the most stunning weather. Even the skipper has commented that it's one out of the book. So yeah, look, you can see him around me. It's just a fantastic sight. As far as the eye can see, it's ice and icebergs. Yesterday we passed a couple of icebergs that would have been half a mile long, a nautical mile, and probably about a third of a mile across, flat topped, and then some others being peaky, ridgy, looking like mini mountains floating in the ocean. Down below me here we have the pelagic down the bottom in a fairly typical anchorage with two lines astern. So yeah, just having a walk up the knoll before we pack up the boat and head. So we are just approaching Cape Horn. It's not quite force 10, it's about, I don't know, 20 knots, and sun's just coming up. It's about 5 in the morning, and on the helm we have Jacob.
Hey, good morning guys.
So Cape Horn in the background, Idiot's on the helm, and my last video for the whole trip, 21 days, and we're back almost to where we started from. Fantastic journey, excellent.